into this question a little bit. Should women be willing to compete for the man they desire? Men compete. Period. That's what we do.
Yes.
Day in, day out, at work. Cause we can talk about grinding, but there's levels to that shit. Point blank. Period. So yeah, women get it in. You guys, I know you guys for a fact got it in, but it's still levels to it. Y'all don't see the same things we see, especially as black men. So we compete. Men compete. But should women be willing to compete for the man that they desire? What you think? What you think, sis?
Do you even want a woman that will compete for you? I thought men go get it.
Huh?
I thought men hunt. Like you guys go get the women you want
They're
But
versus
supposed to. They're
yeah,
supposed
the
to.
women. What do? No, no, no. Hold on. Let's just. What word did you use? Was it WOMEMEN or AN?
huh?
You said we go get the women we want. That's
So
WOMEN,
when
right?
you
So
go,
that's women plural, right? But if you don't compete and it's plural, it's multiple women. How do you win?
I feel like men ultimately choose despite what we do. That's what I think.
Wow. Okay, so you can just exist, and then he'll just pick you.
I mean, a lot of times, do women even know there is another woman they're competing with? Like, if you select the woman, you're courting the woman, and then you're dating that woman. Do they? Do you tell a woman that there's you, and then there's her, and then there's her and her? So I like, how do you? I don't know.
Do you think women are? Do you think from your experience in society that men that are worth their weight are dating one woman at a time?
No,
So you answer your own question, right? He
I
don't have
guess
to
I
tell
did.
you for you to know, or what?
Unfortunate truth.
Yeah.
I guess I did, but I feel like men choose. Like, despite I don't know. I'm looking at competition as like I don't know. You know for a fact there's this specific woman, and then you're competing for this guy's attention. Like I don't know. I feel like men lie to all the women they're dating, and just to keep them coming back.
So, Jesus Christ. So, what's your answer? No, is it? Is it?
So him.
Hold on, Ace. Let me
I'm
just get it.
sorry.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
get an answer real quick, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
Say the
Women
question
always
one more
compete.
time. One more time.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Asia. Fuck that. I ain't pulling teeth for get no answer. Go ahead, Asia.
I'm talking. Oh, yeah, it's a lag. All right. So competition denotes that you have to do tricks or whatever, right? You have to do different obstacle courses for him to choose you. Ultimately, the man's going to choose who he vibes with the best, right? And I don't have to do anything special. Me just existing, and if I am his person, he'll choose me. The nature of dating is to understand initially is if we want to be with this person the rest of our lives. So there is going to be multiple people. It could be multiple people in the pool in which we're dating the same person. That's okay until we decide that we're going to be exclusive, and then venture down the path of marriage and a lifelong commitment. Beginning, when you're not so exclusive, you're getting to know that person, and then her and him. Like I'm getting to know him and him and him and him. Not necessarily just sexual, but also on a spiritual, emotional, and mental level. And that's okay. So competing, no, we don't have to compete, and y'all shouldn't have to compete. Just be who you are because you're putting your representative up in the front. And when you compete, you're not being true to who you really are when you're competing because you feel like you have to perform. I'm not going to perform all of my life. So if you're performing now, and I think that's who you are, when your performance stops later, I'm going to be angry. So don't ever perform and compete. Just exist and be. And if that's who you're supposed to be with, then it'll happen.
What you think, Mike?
Oh, I disagree. I didn't know it was I thought it was just for women. Um,
No,
yeah, that's like nonsense. I mean, I think like of course you compete. Both people should compete. When you date women, a man, we assume that we are not the only man you're talking to or the only man you're entertaining at the time, and you all will choose the person that represents themselves the best. So we have to put on a little show. We got to put on a performance. If we just show up as ourselves, we will lose 100% of the time. And so just to hear that,
Well, who am I
women,
marrying, the performer or you?
you don't want to choose a person that put on the best
Who am
show.
I marrying, the performer or you?
The person that put on the best show. That's who you're going to marry. The person that you were most impressed by.
I don't want a circus bear. I don't want a circus bear. I don't want a circus
What?
bear putting performances on.
You're talking
I
in
don't
absolute.
want someone that's doing tricks and performing. I want a man. That's what we do on this show, right? Ain't that right, here? We talking absolutes. We've been talking.
You want a man. You want a
right?
man who put his best foot forward to impress you, to make to show you that he was the person that you wanted to choose. That's what you want.
And you have to sustain it. And I want him to sustain it. When you're putting your best foot forward, okay.
It's like me saying
that does not.
That's like me saying that the sex we had the first time we linked up, I want to experience that same level of sex for the duration of our relationship. That's just unrealistic.
The same level of sex is not unrealistic because then you razzle dazzle. Whatever whatever changes, you evolve and change together. And if we're having sex, I mean, again, it changes. We do different stuff. We try to compensate if your dick gets a little bit softer or it can't stay as hard. We got to improvise. And I'm sorry to be so graphic, but if that's what we do, it's like, let's do it. Because don't act like it's just the woman. Like, y'all stuff goes downhill as you get older. You don't want to be left behind because your dick don't stay hard but for 5 seconds. Okay? So we have to.
I don't have that problem.
One another. Okay.
So is that why people end in divorce, because now the circus is over or the representative is gone? Like, what's going on?
People evolve.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think people evolve, people change, circumstances make people change. And what's happening is people aren't willing to stick it through. You're not willing to see the person that you fell in love with in a different light. And so you get divorced.
Everyone should be evolving. You should never stay stagnant. Yeah. The core of you does not change. The core of me does not change. Now, if I decide to, so my core values don't change. Now, but if I decide that
you don't marry for values.
You don't?
You don't marry for values. No.
You just said it earlier. You marry for duty.
If you marry for values, then you should be able to marry a 400-pound man.
Absolutely.
You don't marry for fucking values.
Absolutely. I agree with you because some people value that over the appearance. Because you can sit there and be what you look like now, Mike, today, and then tomorrow or a year from now, you could be 600 freaking pounds. Because God forbid a health condition happens. You don't want her.
This is wild, sir. I think Asia plays soccer the way she moves the goalposts. This is crazy.
And Hemp knows me. I said I'm gonna get a prenup, and divorce proceedings will automatically activate when she hits a certain weight limit. That's just real. I say that all the time.
Shit like that.
And when you get a gummy worm dick, you want her to leave you? But when you get a gummy worm dick, do you want her to leave you? No, you want her to stay around and still love you. Because you didn't fall in love with that.
They got an app for that.
Yeah, that's an easy fix.
Yeah, they got an app for that.
Yeah.
No, they don't always work.
But back to the question, I think that both parties should compete. But women, you should always bring your best foot forward. I think the idea that you don't have to work for your man is ridiculous. I think you have to bring something to the table too. We have a choice.
Let me